33 seconds of Sony blowing themselves before the logo of their studio appears and jerks them off to completion. Also, 58 seconds of total logos, with the Village Roadshow logo appearing as the pool boy in this hot three-way logo action. But wait, there's more in this messy gangbang of studios. Ghost Corps? You mean there's a whole f***ing studio dedicated to Ghostbusters? And didn't you mean Ghost Corpse? You missed a perfectly good pun in this studio orgy.
It was one of the most elegant homes in existence, featuring every luxury, including a face bidet and an anti-Irish security fence.
Zach Woods delivers an actual winner of a joke just 2 minutes into this movie. With this and the P.T. Barnum line about enslaving elephants, this is really the only time you'll laugh for the whole movie. Still, we're removing a sin. Everybody in this tour just accepts the candle falling by itself, figuring it's just part of the act. But I can tell you with utmost certainty there is no group of people on this earth that is 100% non-reactionary. At least one person would have screamed, or at least gasped. Gertrude, who's famously an asshole, waits to asshole until this dude is the only one left to witness it. Despite all this, Garrett will continue to live, go unpossessed, and generally come out of this A-OK.
The big haul, big day.
Is this Erin's first class? If so, why is she immediately up for tenure review? And if not, and this is how she always warms up, that would have been on YouTube a long time ago.
I'm Ed Mulgrave. I'm the historian at the Aldrich Mansion, and I believe it's haunted.
So somehow I stumbled on this book you wrote, and disavowed, and didn't sell very many copies. Then I tracked you down to Columbia University, and thank God you're local, and I didn't need to make an appointment. Okay, so the book has a 5-star average review, but only 4 reviewers, meaning very few people have read this book. So how did the guy from Aldrich Mansion find this book above all other paranormal activity books on Amazon? Apparently Erin has no idea how to press the little X at the top of her screen to close the fucking Amazon page, or is worried she'll never be able to find that page again if she does.
Abigail continues her passion for the study of the paranormal at the Kenneth P. Higgins Institute of Science.
But the guy from the mansion decided to go to Columbia instead, and not even try the other author. In fact, does Erin's bio even mention Columbia? How the f*** did he find her?
And if my colleagues at Columbia University Google my name, that is the first thing that comes up.
I'm calling bullshit on this. How the hell is this a popular book at all?
And it makes me look like a crazy person.
God, are you kidding me? What? I got one wonton.
It's this type of shit that made this movie unenjoyable despite all the talent involved.
Later in the lab when we were reviewing these tapes.
Lab that's funded well enough to build a fucking reverse tractor beam is still using analog reel-to-reel tape to record supernatural activity. Classic.
You know what? Usually we can't even get people over here, but we have never...
She came right over.
Never had anybody actually put their face down close to the machine.
First off, you just said you couldn't even get people over here in the first place, so the comparison between these hypothetical others is dumb. Second off, if you meant that people rarely come over here, it's laughable nonsense that those people didn't try to listen to the recording as closely as she did.
You were never invited. I need you out of the lab so I can lock the door. Just close the door behind you to lock.
Melissa McCarthy eschews internal logic in favor of overlong jokes.
Just take the book down.
All right, but you have to introduce us to this guy at the Aldrich Mansion.
God damn it. I know these are all cheap excuses for Abby and Erin to get back together, but Abby just said she wasn't taking her on the ghost hunting trip. And why do they need an introduction anyway? Ed Begley has the book, so he would know who Abby is.
We're not open.
So that's why they stationed me across the street, to keep people from walking up to the mansion and finding the door locked.
Ed Mulgrave?
Yes.
Ed Mulgrave died 15 years ago.
Yes. So who is this?
But that's Ed's son, Ed Jr.
I don't mean to be a traitor to the art of comedy writing, but the problem with this is that Ed Mulgrave introduced himself to Erin like so.
I'm Ed Mulgrave.
So that means he's introduced himself to Garrett as Ed Mulgrave too, and there's no way this comic misunderstanding should take place. If the movie had introduced something about this guy's character as a guy with exacting standards, it had a chance, but this apparent character trait never comes up again.
Garrett here saw it on Tuesday, and I believe it made him soil himself.
Opening scene, which was one of the only enjoyable parts of the movie, further proves its only point was to later make a potty joke.
Let's go on a tour.
You're gonna die in there.
Because I certainly did. After stepping in a snot-like substance, renowned scientist Erin Gilbert immediately sticks her bare hand into it. Also, why is there one tiny deposit of the green goo on the floor here? Considering how much of that is coming out of the basement, this floor should look like a green goo bukkake went down.
Good gag.
Is everything a joke to you guys?
Character who previously believed in ghosts and doesn't believe in ghosts anymore, despite clear indication of ghosting cliche. Wait, what?
I think you're gorgeous.
Apparently Abby didn't get any stories about this woman stabbing all the servants to death back in the 1800s. You'd have to pay for the tour to get that kind of information. Given the fact that Erin doesn't move 1 inch away from the vomit stream, I'm assuming she's into this?
Ghosts are real! Ghosts are real! I believe in ghosts because I just saw them, they're real!
First off, why the hell would Abby upload this video to YouTube if it didn't also include footage of the actual ghost incident? Who cares about Erin's reaction? Also, this video's 4 minutes and 4 seconds long, so what happens after this point to take up so much time? Maybe something that substantiates her claims? Is it like Contact, when James Woods only played 2 seconds of Ellie's static in that congressional hearing? I mean, seriously, if we're supposed to believe that the ghost is so real that nobody could possibly debunk the video, then why isn't Aaron fighting this like bloody murder? The real problem for this movie is that nobody addresses this, not even a casual line about the video being a total fake or anything. Later on they make another video and it is addressed, but it's not nearly as important as this moment here. Also, no seriously, this f***ing video is a goddamn disgrace to this movie. Columbia can just fire a professor for being in a silly YouTube video, or is she being fired because she's a woman? I can't figure out which, because I'm so f***ing furious that this video means so much to the plot of this movie.
Yeah, that stuff went everywhere, by the way, in every crack.
More cheap body humor. But seriously, if I'm intuiting correctly, how did the ectoplasm that hit her in the face actually get into her vagina?
Ain't no bitches gonna hunt no ghosts.
You know, good job at YouTube commenters, and I believed in an all-female Ghostbusters. Too bad the script didn't.
Who's she gonna call?
TV that was previously muted mysteriously comes alive right in time for this nostalgia gag. They should be investigating that magical TV.
Are you saying that I'm not qualified?
You spell science with a Y.
Hey, and this movie is just a failure in character. It introduces the dean of this supposedly shitty college at the last minute, just so that the main characters can be fired and free to ghostbust. Is he the type of guy that would spell science with a Y? No idea. As abrasive as he is, he's not nearly dumb enough or developed enough for that characterization to hit home or be funny.
Oh my gosh, I think it might be a ghost. Oh no, it's not, it's just a bird.
This goes on for some time.
Hey, how you doing, sir? Got Metro?
I can guarantee you there's nobody who works in the New York City subway who tries to greet people or hawk Metro cards.
I'll always ignore him.
Discount Patton Oswalt.
Wow. I wonder what train he taking.
Haha, I know what you mean. The crazy train, right? But I'll be a dick and tell you the answer is the 6 train. It's the only one he can take, according to this station's sign.
Is he going on the tracks?
Patty goes after this asshole completely alone, somehow unconcerned about any incoming trains.
Hey, you're not supposed to be down here, man.
Did you not notice the blue ghostly image right in front of you?
Exquisite.
We find out later this is some sort of pressure point for paranormal ley lines, which intersect at some sort of central point. But why does this one ghost get free when this dude hasn't even opened the portal yet?
Forget this, man!
The f*** happened to all those assholes on the subway platform? All of them have smartphones and would be sharing the f*** out of this encounter.
You have been bullied your entire life. Now you will be the bully.
Expositional affirmation.
How does it take you an hour to go up one flight of stairs?
Okay, goddammit, listen up, movie. This bullshit has to stop. I'm staging an intervention. I know this is a comedy, but it's pretty stupid that Abby even bothers having her food delivered when she's one floor above the restaurant. Makes me so mad I almost forget to mention that in all of New York City, they find a workplace above the one Chinese restaurant where Abby is a regular. And why does she keep ordering food from this place? There are 17 billion Chinese restaurants in New York. Damn it, I have to remove a sin for Kate McKinnon single-handedly trying to keep this movie watchable.
You see something, say something.
Well, I guess now we know why so many people are calling.
You mean you handed these out before showing your business partner? What the f***? Man, in the original Ghostbusters, all the Ghostbusters were super intelligent, except for maybe Peter Venkman. But he wasn't dumb or anything, and they were all funny. Apparently everyone thought these characters needed to be borderline stupid to be funny.
Hey, I'm here about the receptionist job.
Movie does some serious yada-yadaing about how these people not only have funding enough for their rent and facilities capable of housing this level of power, but also to support a full f***ing time receptionist.
Your dog's name is my cat?
And Mike Hat.
You know the biggest difference between this movie and the original? The original didn't put several groundling skits in the middle of the storyline to pad its runtime. It just f***ing movied.
Have you seen a Class 4 semi-anchored entity?
This is the second time when Abby goes through this jargony bull instead of asking a normal person whether they'd seen a ghost. And it might be funny if she didn't speak normally during every other interaction.
I don't want this ghost on my
No
lawn.
ghost.
This entire scene exists just so this movie can take the old Ghostbusters logo and fill us with all that creamy nostalgia. Both of the ghost assholes we've seen have been let loose by Rowan's contraptions, but stick around only long enough to be identified before piecing out to Ghost City wide.
Okay, Aaron, on my cue.
Apparently this ghost just enjoys hanging out and doesn't attack or run away while all this is being set up. Granted, there looks like there's only one other person on this platform, but that person is currently not calling the shit out of the police. This proton ray has to be destroying this train, but not only is it unharmed, it's one of those movie trains that never stop, even though they're going through a local station.
Well, I guess he going to Queens.
On the 6 train? Definitely not, and that's something an MTA employee should know. Although, I guess this could be a G train, but they don't go anywhere near 6 trains, so I have no f***ing clue. Of course, there's no such subway station as Seward either, so f*** it.
Everyone thinks this video is fake.
Movie finally addresses or hints that the previous video that got Aaron fired was considered fake too. But it's a massive miss in storytelling considering that Aaron got fired over it. Also, this video is 17 f***ing seconds long, and it apparently doesn't contain any of the footage of them trying to capture the ghost, or the ghost getting hit by the train and all the ectoplasm splashing everywhere. I mean, are people not believing this because it looks fake, or is it because Abby uses editing software that specifically cuts out the corroborating evidence?
They hung up?
I was just not into that conversation.
Chris Hemsworth does fine with this character, but I miss Annie Potts. And I miss the fact that she was a no-nonsense New Yorker gal and wasn't dumb. Why is everything so dumped down in this movie? Where the f*** is this? Is this supposed to be just right outside the Chinese restaurant? Because look at this place from the outside. It's not closed in, and there's a busy road running beside the Chinese place. Later on, they kill this delivery guy's bicycle, which confirms it's right next to the restaurant, so this place is impossible, I tells you.
Here we go!
Oh look, it's that part in the movie where Melissa McCarthy falls down a lot and does a bunch of painful shit. I guess product placement isn't obvious if you turn the boxes upside down for the camera.
Mean old lady that lived next door died that night. She was standing at the foot of my bed.
What?
These women have seen at least 2 ghosts close up, but are amazed to hear Erin experienced a paranormal event early in her life.
What do we think of these Ghostbusters? Are they to be taken seriously? And
Ghostbusters, that is not our name.
Yeah, why would they be called Ghostbusters at this point, when they haven't busted any ghosts?
Is this for real?
Hell no.
I'm trying to think of a worse way to waste a Bill Murray cameo than the route this movie took, and I'm honestly at a loss. Yeah, I know this is later revealed as a 12-hour metal marathon, but this many people attending a metal show during daylight is definitely a sin.
I just thought this was gonna be like a book club. Play some Stevie Nicks albums.
You did? But you were there during the subway ghost scene, and you saw what these women were about, and you came back to work for them the very next day, even though they didn't ask you. So I think you're just riffing right now. Well, that's the same as lying, and lies make Jesus cry.
I had a good job at the MTA.
Wait, Patty must have quit her MTA job on the drive over here, because she just said,
I got these from work.
Luckily, the ghost that's metal as showed up to the metal show instead of Gertrude, who's more of a Morrissey fan. This is the problem with the Scooby-Doo effects. Even people who are at a metal concert think that is fake. You remember in the first movie when the whole dining hall needed to be cleared so the Ghostbusters could use their proton guns in peace? You assholes are f***ing shooting this stuff in the middle of a crowded concert. All things considered, this demon hasn't really hurt anybody, so there's no real urgency to bag this right here and right now, is there?
I don't know if it was a race thing or a lady thing.
Yeah, what kind of thing was it? Because there's definitely a thing happening, considering these assholes are carrying Abby without a problem. Also, somehow the concert stopped and everyone got quiet just because one person jumped off the stage and everyone failed her in her attempt to crowd surf. This ghost once again pauses its reign of terror for no other reason than providing an easy target for capture.
Sharon, I think I'm having another flashback.
Where the did this cameo come from? Jesus Christ, this feels like that Anchorman 2 fight when random celebrities show up for 5 seconds and then completely leave the picture.
I improved beam accuracy by adding a plasma shield to the RF discharge chamber.
Even in this preposterous movie, Holtzman is able to build an unbelievable amount of weaponized tech, having neither the time nor the budget to do so. Martin Heiss is able to walk in here with no problem, so therefore the Ghostbusters don't have any security, and therefore there should be all sorts of weirdos walking into their shop right now, because they were just plastered all over the news. And shouldn't the phone be ringing off the hook? Damn, this movie doesn't get anything right.
You know, it's really easy to just sit there and be the naysayer when you don't actually do anything.
Abby would be excellent in the comments sections of CinemaSins.
We successfully trapped a Class 3 vapor.
And they've been doing nothing with it, except swinging that trap around since they've been back. Also, why was the dragon ghost a Class 3? Is that better or worse than a Class 4? Does the movie care to explain? Oh.
I know, it probably sounds like we're making this up.
Erin shows Dr. Venkman one container that may or may not have a ghost in it, but ignores the state-of-the-art nuclear weaponry that's on the bench over there, all of which would be much more convincing proof of supernatural existence.
Oh, you only lack the proper equipment, like a garbage truck to hang on to the back of.
I gotta ask, why did Bill Murray sign on for this? Did someone challenge him to create a character that was less likable than Walter Peck?
Sorry, I did it. I'm sorry.
It's amazing that Erin went through her entire Ivy League career without a major screw-up, but within weeks in the private sector, she's murdered a man. This is definitely wasting Michael K. Williams, and maybe Matt Walsh, but definitely Michael K. Williams, in whatever roles they're playing.
The man needs a word, ladies.
You mean right after they were going to get arrested for killing the guy who didn't believe their story? Mayor Ex Machina.
Hey, there you are.
Andy Garcia is already in this more than he was in Passengers. Now, maybe that's more of a sin for Passengers, but I'm willing to negotiate another sin for this movie.
I think what they're saying is the cat is out of the bag. They want us to put the cat back inside the bag.
And this will be the second instance in the movie where this goes on for some time.
Step right up, pick a gun, any gun. No! I'm sorry, not that gun.
Movie combines a cheap jump scare cliche with an overused joke cliche, so what we have for you today is a two-way cliche. This scene makes that whole only dangerous to ghosts bullshit some bullshit, which means they're throwing active weaponry around in what's going to be a crowded finale.
Did you say 6th and 26?
So Erin says this in a manner that makes us think there's something special about those particular cross streets, but this suddenly spurs her to bring out a map and draw X's on it, which in turn leads to her drawing a big X that is super arbitrary but actually gets them discussing ley lines. And out of that nothing burger, they advance the plot. Wait, there's a whole book of maps that show ley lines? And it shows Manhattan? Why didn't you assholes consult this thing way before this?
Abby and I dismissed this theory because it just seemed too random to have any merit.
What about the highly patterned intersecting lines seem random to these women, who are already on the fringe of science?
He's creating a vortex.
You know, kind of like that the Enchantress did at the end of Suicide Squad, but this one makes even less sense.
What do you want?
Where's your janitor?
Oh, that nut job.
Jeez, Annie Potts must have charged by the line for her cameo.
Just take the stairs down and get him out.
Luckily for the Ghostbusters, they run into a disinterested Cameo, who lets them just wander around in the hotel without any credentials.
You're going to jail, Rowan.
Well, in that case, bye.
Movie kills off its main villain with around 30 minutes left in runtime because he's not Chris Hemsworthy enough yet.
Man, it smells like burnt bologna and regrets down here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the screenwriters.
It's strange, you know, his technology is not that different from ours. I think I know why.
So, is there a description of the technology in this book that Abby and Aaron were using at the time they wrote it? And wouldn't that technology be about 10 years old and not even verifiable? Come the hell on. Even if the police didn't believe this was supernatural in any way, they're not going to collect any evidence? And the girls saw at least 2 f***ing lost souls in the mirrors, which are already trapped ghosts, but they don't have them sent back to the lab? I know they were fake arrested, but that means they weren't actually arrested. Rowan's ghost continues the bizarre tradition of ghosts being total dicks to overhead lights.
I think when Rowan killed himself, it was just the next step in his plan.
The mayor's itinerary has been set.
What the f*** is up with the TVs in this movie? I guess they set the remote volume to convenient.
Look at the view.
Man, that window that Bill Murray got thrown through got fixed fast.
Get out of my friend, Ghost!
This works.
Thanks for the upgrade.
So why isn't he going back upstairs to kill the Ghostbusters and destroy their equipment? Isn't that why Rowan came here in the first place? Now he's in Thor's body and decides to just drive away?
You have to evacuate the city. You have to shut down the power to the whole city. Don't you understand?
When we last saw Aaron, she had a suspicion about Rowan's plan, and she wasn't at the lab to witness him attacking the other 3. So why did she go all crazy all of a sudden, instead of walking in here and talking rationally to the mayor who knows all this is real?
Oh no. What's happening?
There was no f***ing way that dumpster made that much of a rumbling noise to the point that the entire restaurant looked really frightened.
Get out of the city! Don't you understand? These ghosts kill people!
Really only Bill Murray though, right? Even though these are malevolent ghosts doing malevolent shit, they didn't do anything to the tour guide at the beginning, or to Leslie Jones in the subway, or to an entire f***ing crowd at a metal show. So I'm calling bullshit on this proclamation.
What's happening?
I don't know. Are you sure it's not somebody pushing a giant dumpster like last time? Easy to mix those two up. It takes Kevin Rowan less than 10 seconds to get this machine, which the cops have left completely intact, up and running. Movie saves money by showing real footage of 50th Street Station.
Let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
These 3 decide to go on ahead without Aaron, because apparently no one has a cell phone on this team.
I don't go to Chinatown. I don't drive Wacos, and I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Of all the disappointing cameos, this is the disappointingest. At least Bill Murray and Annie Potts' characters propelled the plot in some way. Worthless Slimer cameo is worthless. I can't believe they were able to get this guy off his ranch in Montana to be in this thing. Slimer's able to work the gas, brake, and gear shift in this car. And you know what? I f***ing give up. Let's just get to the part where they play the theme song again. What the f*** gives Rowan Kevin the power to do this? Okay, he's a ghost that's inhabited a strong dude's body, but now he's mastered a group stupefy spell? Who the hell are these ghosts? You have Slimer, which is some sort of floating gluttonous glob. You have demonic parade balloons, a few Dementors, and you have this giant Uncle Sam guy. What the f*** were these ghosts before they died? Feels like Rowan and his army of ghosts should be easily able to take these 4 Ghostbusters, but for some reason they don't, despite the fact that they have the numbers and supernatural powers.
I lost my glasses! Oh, wait, I got them! They're in my hand!
This feels like it should be funny. Why is it not funny? Is it because it's forced and desperate? I think that's the sum of most of the jokes in this movie. This is an action comedy, but the action in it is no different from most hyper-edited action movies. This picture isn't interested in giving you any idea of what these ghosts are or what they can do. They're just sprites waiting to get murdered.
Because I don't enjoy any of you, especially you.
Okay. All right, that's really...
I don't like you either.
And apparently the sound guy didn't like matching the ADR to the actor's mouth movements. Slimer somehow found a female Slimer, using, I guess, Tinder?
Oh, is this what you want? Something more familiar?
This is exactly how studios make decisions to greenlight movies.
Okay, this is not good.
If Rowan's ultimate goal is to take over the world, why is he even f***ing with the Ghostbusters instead of posing them like the other assholes on the street? Everyone immobilized on the ground right below the exploding ghost building survives this. You think someone at Sony saw this and said, damn, this is a lot like that Godzilla movie we tried to do in 1998. Oh well, back to the Black Tower heroin.
We need to reverse the portal. It's going to take an insane amount of energy.
Spiritus Ex Machina.
Let's loosen his grip.
Listen, if you're amused by the fact that this movie ends with a nuclear-based nutshot, then I don't know what to tell you. Erin Big Hero 6's her way into the portal, and this infinite amount of random street wire will allow her to have a lifeline back to the real world. Okay, I understand that the portal was closing, and the portal was this Mercado building, but shouldn't this still be a portal, and not regular glass doors, and not daytime? At least not yet.
The government trying to claim the event wasn't supernatural.
Summer of 2016, when it seemed like this would be an impossible task for the American government. Celebrity Ghostbusters are in this crowded bar and nobody gives a shit.
Where's the car?
And just like in the original movie throws in a wasted Ernie Hudson performance. Whew, at least that shit's over. It's not like I gotta stick around for post-credit sequences like a fucking Marvel movie.
This is reckless, Julian.
God damn it! Ever since CinemaSins began, the most requested thing has been TV Sins, and now it's a reality. Click the link in the description below to check it out. And now, the audio outtakes.
The future of our family will be determined in these next few months.
Run and hide, asshole. Run and hide.
Your world is one of the 9 realms of the cosmos, linked to each other by the branches of Yggdrasil, the world's tree.
Did you get something?
Yeah, I heard something really weird. What's...
Good for riders and lefties. Strikes down on 4 parts, undetectable by X-ray. Ideal for quick, discreet interventions.
Think of the happiest things. It's the same as having wings.
The 2016 Ghostbusters are not healthy eaters. Pizza, chips, Chinese food, just a steady stream of bad food in this movie. Don't be like the Ghostbusters. Not only because bad food is bad for you, but unlike them, you won't get paid handsomely by these brands to eat their food. Instead, be like CinemaSins. And go to NatureBox. Right now, if you go to naturebox.com/CinemaSins, you can get 3 snacks free on your first order. That's significant. NatureBox has a huge variety of snacks to choose from, running the gamut from salty to sweet to spicy. Seriously, the selection is large.
You just won't believe how vastly, hugely, mind-bogglingly big it is.
And if you don't like a snack, NatureBox will replace it for free. That's a good deal.
It's good trade.
But I doubt you'll need to use that replacement service, as every snack we've tried has been outstanding and bursting with flavor. Lately, I'm partial to the mini peanut butter oatmeal cookies. I tend to eat them like this. So the next time you're out busting ghosts with your pals and you get hungry, don't reach for pizza.
Wrong answer.
Reach for that NatureBox turkey jerky you had delivered to your door and packed in your travel bag before heading out on the job. That stuff will be delicious, will give you protein, and there's a good chance some of the ghosts will even be so distracted by how much you enjoy the NatureBox, they will stop ghosting and stare, giving you an easy window to take them down. This might be the loopiest NatureBox ad I've ever made, and I'm okay with that. Hopefully they are too.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, go to naturebox.com/CinemaSins today. Use the code SINS. Get 3 snacks free in your first order. I promise you won't regret it.
I regret